Yes, sir. Life is indeed majestic, a bountiful world full of color and joy. But it always hasn't been this way. In fact, just as late as yesterday, I wasn't even sure this whole thing was going to start. I wasn't even sure this whole thing was going to begin. It was just too good to be true. I was going to do an Academy Award winning and very sad rendition of my lamenting tale of woe. All about COVID, all about being stuck inside this suburban home, all while... Whoa, hold the presses there, cowboy and or cowgirl. That opening, it depressed the hell out of me. So let's do a really quick recap, shall we? We had COVID, we had lockdown. I was sad, you were sad, everybody was sad. That was our life for a couple of years. But now, here I am standing in the middle of San Francisco, beginning my new life. Did you get that part? I'm standing in San Francisco. Yes, I finally made it. The Round the World extravaganza officially begins. You and I get to start today. See, look, it's right over there. I can prove it. San Francisco. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, as in, where the heck am I? Yes, this is a video of me encouraging you to get off your damn Barcalounger and start living your life, but I'm at Land's End. Why? Because, well, the original title of this video was A New Beginning in Land's End. You get it? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. So where am I exactly? I am in the Golden Gate National... Let me try that again. I'm in the Golden Gate National... it's called Land's End. It's a big thing on the far southwestern side of San Francisco. Here, I'm going to spin it around. You see, you got the Golden Gate Bridge right there. And you got me right here. Basically, it is 3 miles, or it's actually more like 5.5 miles if you do all these little side tracks. It's a big loop right around the coastline, and you highly, highly have to recommend to come down these little steep, very muddy, and semi-treacherous little hills, because you get this. Now, it is a little hard to find, I will give you that, or maybe it's just me because I have no spatial awareness, so I get lost in elevators. Anyway, it is a little hard to find, but if you put it in your map, you're going to see little teeny signs everywhere. Just kind of go park at the golf course and start walking. Trails run everywhere through here. They say it'll take you about 2.5 to 3 hours to do the whole thing. I think if you're out of shape like me, it might take a little longer, but trust me, with these views, it's worth it. Okay, here's something kind of funny. It took me about a half an hour to find the Labyrinth. And I'm showing you some photos that I found on Google of where everyone else has found it. You want to see what it really looks like? You'll have to forgive me, I'm slightly underwhelmed. Okay, so why am I even amazed that I actually got here? Can you actually hear me? Let me change microphones and do something a little different. Hang on, I'm gonna run down there. Okay, here's the deal. This is the 3rd time that I've actually tried to get somewhere else besides Miami, Florida. We were supposed to move to Barcelona, Spain. We had everything packed, everything ready. 1 week before we were supposed to leave, they closed the frickin' country because of COVID. And you know, this is really weird, me being way back here. I'm gonna get closer to you. So in 2020, we lost the ability to move to Barcelona. And then, well, we had another chance back in December. And again, they closed the country. It was all these weird variants that kept popping up. And sure enough, just before this adventure was about to start, that's when the real Omicron popped up. So you can imagine my anxiety. I'm sitting around, I quit my job for this. I put everything on the line to have this around the world adventure, to take you and I and go all over the place and live life like we're supposed to after a certain age. And all of a sudden the news is, oh, we're closing this country, we're closing that country. And the only thing I could think of was, Rick, you're not going anywhere. Okay, one little minor sub story, just kind of a funny thing that happened to us when we landed in San Francisco. We were at the rental car counter, and I could have sworn I heard the girl say, "You got a midsize, right?" And that's what's ringing in my ears, but you know, I have ringing in my ears. I can't really hear too good sometimes. And I kept thinking to myself, did she say mystery car? Did she say mystery car? And we're looking at J53, which is where our thing is parked. And so we're walking up, and I'm now convinced that she said mystery car, and you know what? I was right. So yeah, they gave us a four-wheel drive truck. How many times have you gone to a rental car counter and had a mystery vehicle option? That was kind of the coolest thing. The good news is we're gonna try to go to Yosemite this weekend, and it's snowing like hell up there. So the karma, fate, whatever you want to call it, she decided to give us a little helping hand right here. So is this the best spot to see the Golden Gate Bridge in all of San Francisco? Well, I have no idea. I haven't been everywhere in San Francisco yet, and I'm not gonna be here that long. But a buddy of mine, Nick Lituanio, who has a YouTube channel, just did a video the other day on 3 spots that he thinks are pretty damn good. I mean, even better than actually walking on the bridge. But as far as Land's End, it's a really nice park. It is unmarked, it is undulating, at least for a Miami boy like me. It is not crowded at all, and I just dropped my tripod on my foot. Let me try that again. But for my money, Land's End here, it's a pretty good option. There's hardly anybody out here. The trails are not exactly what I would call groomed. They're basically mud, but wear a good pair of shoes. There's hardly anybody out here walking, and no matter where you go, you've got this scenery everywhere. You're walking on the coastline. You don't get to do this on the East Coast. This is a joy for me. So yeah, I highly recommend Land's End, because this is where I'm making my new beginning. I know I'm reusing that same old joke. It'll be funny one day, I promise. But as you probably noticed, we did get somewhere. We actually managed to get on a plane. Spirit Airlines even managed to get us where we were supposed to be. And here we are in San Francisco. Now, what's going to happen for the rest of the trip? I have no idea. I mean, who can predict the future? I mean, I'm not Jane Dixon or whatever her name was from back in the 70s. We're just going to keep chasing where we can go, when we can do it, and just enjoy the hell out of life, because after all, isn't that what this video is all about? Isn't that what life is all about? You and I, everybody, especially those of us over 50 or over 60 in my case, we're supposed to be living our lives. And this, my friends, this is it. Hang on, there we go. Nothing like high production quality, is there? And there. Okay, so what's next for us in San Francisco? Well, the first thing I want to do is try to get this thing set, have a little better production quality for your viewing enjoyment. What's next for us? Well, not quite sure. I'm supposed to be meeting up with a friend, a fellow YouTuber here who I've never actually met. That's kind of confusing, I know. And he's supposed to show me the best view in all of San Francisco. The problem is, they got one of those major storms, what they call it, an atmospheric river, supposed to come through here. So I don't know if we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do something. And I just stay tuned, watch this channel, you'll see it. In the meantime, if you want to see the last video I ever made back in Miami, I'll love it, how to pack to get on this fine trip. And by the way, I'm 2 days into the trip and I already figured out that my packing's not quite right. Anyway, watch the video that's popping up. With that, be healthy, be happy, and we will see you soon. The biggest problem with San Francisco is it's not flat like Miami. They actually have hills, steps, altitude here. Don't worry, before this trip is over, before this year is done, I'll be able to walk up a flight of steps without the death wheeze. We have to go that way now.